What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the 9 weeks post Olympia physique update from Hunter Labrada. So I have no idea why he decided not to do this upcoming Arnold 2025 because based on this check-in, he seems to be in an awesome shape and in an unbelievable condition. So for those of you guys who do not know, Hunter has been competing as a pro for more than 6 years now. He has done 5 Olympias so far. But so far he hasn't put himself in an Arnold Classic lineup. And based on his interviews before the Olympia this year, he was very eager to do this upcoming Arnold. So people kinda counted him out after this year's Italy Pro because the fans were expecting something better from him. But he did show up a lot better at the Olympia this year. So Hunter is probably one of those guys who hasn't 100% peaked as of yet. Yes, the Olympia 2024. That was easily his best look ever, his best package to date, but he just could not maintain that initial look throughout the prejudging. So in the past, Hunter has taken 1 full year off to prep for just one show, and that was the Olympia 2022. But that just did not go as per planned, especially as far as his placings were concerned. Plus the fact is his conditioning at that show, that wasn't also as impressive. So the overall competition in the men's open class, that has doubled, especially in the past couple of years. Just look at Hunter's physique from 2021, where he placed his career's best, 4th, and compare that to his physique in 2024. He has improved so much and that too everywhere, especially his back, but still he hasn't been able to place top 5 in the world again. So Hunter's current physique makes that old one look like an amateur, but he has been placing outside of that top 5 for the last couple of years. Elliot Derand could have been that new IFBB pro that everyone would have been talking about right now. But if this happened to him for the very first time, where he had to pull out of the shoe, that would have been understandable. But it has happened to him in the past as well. And no one can make sense over this logic of his, where he himself is asking for trouble by taking more than what his coach has told him to. So he is very transparent about all of this. And you have got to give him the credit for taking the responsibility. And the fact is, there is just no other reason that his health just got worse and worse as this prep went by, because he was just taking way too much, as it says right here. So his conditioning was just off the charts, even when he was 4 weeks out from this year's NPC Nationals. And I 100% think that he could have just cruised into that one, and he would have still crushed that shoe. Anyway, the plan is to get fully healthy, focus on getting all his health markers in check, before he even starts thinking about all that bodybuilding stuff again, before he hops onto another prep. Now if he stays healthy and turns pro next year, he's gonna be competing in the men's open class next year. But I do hope he gets someone smart in his corner to give him the confidence that he's gonna turn into a great bodybuilder, even with taking less gear and even with taking less risk, because the man already looks one of the best out there. And even a legend like Jay Cutler said that. Next up, we have the physique update from Ramon Dino. So how quickly things have changed for Dino in just 1 year. Because up until last year's Miss Olympia, it was so damn clear that Ramon is gonna be the next champion. Because he was looking head and shoulders above the entire classic physique division, except for Chris Bumstead. And the way he pushed C-Bum at the Olympia last year, everyone was convinced that he's gonna be the next classic physique champion. But this Olympia was the very first time since 2022 Ramon placed outside of that top 3. In fact, he was even lucky to get top 4 because the Olympia package of Ramon, that wasn't very appealing, especially in terms of classic physique. He was just way off. So a top 4 finish in that scenario, that can still be considered a win here. Now him sitting out of this entire upcoming season, not even doing this upcoming Arnold, that was very much needed for him. He hasn't missed any Arnold for the last 3 years, so he has continuously been prepping. Now, 1 bad year doesn't mean he will no longer be considered a threat to classic physique title. He just needs to go back to his Olympia 2023 look, because that was clearly his best ever. And even C-Bum said that after the Olympia this year, that Ramon Dino is still the favorite to win the classic physique Olympia title. Now for the very first time in the last 5 years, every one of these guys who finished in the top 6, they are gonna be entering this upcoming Miss Olympia with a firm belief that they have a chance to win this show. And the prize money for Classic, that is also going up for next year. So that is a big motivation right there as well. a sneak peek of Sergio Oliva Jr. as he trained arms with none other than Keon Pearson recently. Now, if a statement is what Sergio needed to make for this upcoming season, then doing this upcoming Arnold, that would have been the best case scenario for him. I mean, we have multiple top guys from this past Miss Olympia competing at this upcoming Arnold, and also so many top guys who aren't doing this upcoming Arnold. So it automatically gives an athlete more chances of getting compared with the top guys. And Sergio has done the Arnold multiple times in the past. He has won the best posing award in that show as well. But still, no Arnold for Sergio in 2025. But he's also among that long list of guys who haven't competed at all this year. In fact, the last show that he did, that was during the summer of last year, California Pro to be precise. But 2025 is the year where Sergio will definitely be getting back on the stage after a gap of almost 2 years. Now, he has been a pro for so many years now, and if I'm being brutally honest about this, and especially about his statistics, they're just aren't that impressive, they aren't that big. Only one Olympia appearance, and that was back in 2018, and only one pro win so far. So do you guys think Sergio is gonna be able to compete against some of these young pros next year? Or has the sport of bodybuilding outgrown him, and it has just evolved so much? So has any former IFB pro stayed as ripped as Alexis Rivera did after retirement. So he has slowly downsized after being done from competitive part of the sport. But he has been able to maintain such an ideal physique, and that too all year round, since his retirement. Now, his retirement was something that he just did not plan. It was any problem that just forced him to drop out and drop down his body weight, because the man was absolutely massive in his prime. So all that extra weight, that was just putting too much pressure and too much stress on his injured knee. But his stance on pro bodybuilding right now, that is totally different, and he feels at peace with his decision of walking away from the men's open bodybuilding. Because we all know open bodybuilding, that just requires massive amounts of food, not to mention the PEDs and the gear, and all that risk that comes with it. I do however think that he retired way too early, because he just did that one Olympia back in 2018, and looking back at some of his posing videos from his prime, he was able to get harder and drier than most of these guys. His conditioning was just next level, and that too every single time he entered a show. And no surprise there, because throughout his professional career, he was working with AJ Sims, who is a master of getting his athletes absolutely ripped and shredded to the bone. So how do you guys rate his current physique? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.